Cable Bahamas has always been considered the innovator.
People can have confidence in Cable Bahamas as a mobile operator because of our past history. We've proven to the Bahamian community that we are in fact able to manage additional services as a telecommunications company.
Customers expect the best from Cable Bahamas.
The technology that we bring is revolutionary technology because we know that the Bahamian public, they deserve it, and Cable Bahamas is here to bring it to them.
We are ready, turn us on.
An alleged gang member arrested over a violent video on social media. The trial of former F&M Senator Jon Bostic delayed again. Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner says the PLP government has made life worse for Bahamians. A look at those applicants for web shop licenses, and local singer KB calls on the Prime Minister to cancel all foreign acts for Junkanoo Carnival. We've got those stories and more for you tonight. I'm Kyle Joaquin, and MB12 starts right now. Tonight, a profanity-laced video showing an alleged gang member assaulting another man and threatening him with a knife has landed a young man and his girlfriend behind bars. Officers of the flying squad arrested the couple on Monday after the victim filed a complaint with police and the video was posted online. Vonig 2 reports.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean says the knife-wielding suspect who proceeded to assault his victim until he was bleeding from the face, all while a cell phone camera captured the incident, is expected to be charged in the magistrate's court as early as this week. Dean says the incident was disturbing and offensive. The nearly 3-minute video shows the suspect holding a knife in his right hand and pinning his victim to the side of a house as he declares one order to the world. Authorities believe it was all over a woman.
Why you be calling my girl phone freaking out that? It was my girl. You ain't know that's right all day. You ain't know who that's right with it. You ain't know that's right with tags to me. Huh? Huh? I asked you. You know that, boy? Huh? Order to the world, boy.
According to police, the One Order gang has international ties and is the most organized gang in the Bahamas. The man eventually drops his knife, but wait, it gets worse.
Really, boy? I know those guys. Boy, you ain't that? You ain't that? You ain't even know. Hey, you ain't even know. Hey, you ain't even know. I ain't looking for it. Wait, look y'all.
The profanity-laced video gets even more disturbing as the suspect threatens to kill the man if he ever calls his girlfriend again. The young man eventually walks off, wiping blood from his forehead. Assistant Commissioner Dean says not long after the video surfaced online, the victim filed a complaint with police.
Video was surfacing on the internet. That was very offensive. It was showing acts of violence being perpetrated on a young man, and the police took it extremely serious. We got a complainant who came forward, a young man came forward, and he made a complaint with us. As a result, we launched an active investigation into the matter that resulted into the arrest of an adult male along with his girlfriend.
Thanks to the person recording this video, Dean says officials now have hardcore evidence, like this clip.
Scream it, mate!
Yeah, man. See me go before and get checked over there.
That bite? What's your bite? You hear me, bite? Come on, I need to cut you up, you know, bite.
We see a lot of offenses there, unlawfully carrying arms. We see threats of death, and we see a number of things, an assault. So that's what we will look at, and this is good evidence. This is hardcore evidence. You cannot dispute. It is there to support what the complainant is saying.
Dean would not say if gang violence is a major concern for police at this point, but noted there are indications new gangs are being formed.
Persons believe that they can go roam the streets, commit acts on people and be untouched. This is a clear example that the police will pursue anyone who commits any crime and who believe they're involved in any gang, who try to purport that they are in gang, because sometimes people use that as a form of identification or to put people in fear.
Reporting for NB12, I'm Vonig 2.
Former Free National Movement Senator Jon Bostic was back in court today for what was supposed to be the start of his ammunition possession trial. But like the other 5 times he appeared in magistrate's court prepared to start, it did not happen. Jasmine Brown reports.
For the fifth time since being arraigned early last year, Bostwick was back in court, surrounded by family and friends. Following those delays over the past 10 months, the trial was expected to start Tuesday morning, but was again pushed back due to a number of issues, including a lack of witnesses, sharing of evidence with the defense, and the fact that a stenographer was not assigned to court. Bostwick's lawyer, Elliot Lockhart QC, told the court that he had yet to receive files from the prosecution that he said were vital to his client's defense. Lockhart said those files included videos and statements from witnesses listed on the charge sheet. Police prosecutor Superintendent Ursel Dorset acknowledged that those documents have not been shared and also explained why several key witnesses were not present at court. He informed the court that those witnesses were from Grand Bahama and explained that while one witness, a firearms technician, was in court, the other witnesses were still in Grand Bahama. He said those witnesses were unable to fly out of Grand Bahama as flights leaving the island were booked due to the busy holiday weekend, and added that prosecutors had not booked their flights in time. 30 minutes into the case, Magistrate Forbes stood the matter down, noting that no stenographer was in court. 45 minutes later, he returned to court and informed both sides that he was informed that a court reporter had not been assigned to the case because they were all in the Supreme Court, which has more judges hearing criminal cases. Magistrate Forbes noted that he would adjourn the matter one final time to June 8th and warned the prosecution to get their stuff in order. The latest delay is the most recent in a string of adjournments. Last year, an adjournment was granted at the request of Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions Franklin Williams, who said the prosecution was not ready to proceed. Prosecutors allege 42-year-old Jon Bostic of George Street had 10 rounds of .22 ammunition in his possession. A security screener at Grand Bahama International Airport allegedly discovered the items in Bostwick's bag as he prepared to travel to New Providence on May 17th. Relatives, including his parents Henry and Janet Bostwick, accompanied the former F&M senator to court. Bostwick and his mother were holding hands as they left court. Bostwick is on $9,000 bail. Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Free National Movement Shadow Minister for Labor Loretta Butler Turner blasted Prime Minister Perry Christie and what she called his wasteful and arrogant government. She claims that the Christie administration has made life worse for Bahamians, especially when it comes to employment. She also responded to a statement released by PLP Chairman Bradley Roberts, which she called the most damning thing she has ever seen. Simone Davis has the details.
Butler Turner said in a statement that despite the false rosy picture being painted by the Prime Minister, Bahamians are catching hell as the economy continues to stall and as job prospects worsen for many Bahamians.
That the Prime Minister was obviously out of touch with reality and actually delusional, because there was no rosy picture on the ground for Bahamian people. Bahamians are hurting. Ever since the onset of this administration, with the promises that they made, and which people ushered them into office, we have not been able to see any of those promises manifest themselves.
She claimed that the government chooses to waste millions of dollars on the controversial Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival Festival instead of helping the Bahamian people. She suggested that employment and the well-being of the Bahamian people should be foremost, not partying.
I truly do not feel that this is a time for fun and frolic. These are serious times where people are hurting, and while the government is talking about having a carnival Junkanoo, people are not feeling that fun and frolic situation. There are people on lines every day, whether you go to the hospital, whether you go to social services, or if you just go to your neighborhood grocery store, where people are asking for a handout. This is not a time that the government needs to be engaging with large sums of our money, the public treasury's money, in fun and frolic.
The Long Island MP also responded to a statement released Monday evening by Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, Bradley Roberts, who responded to her statement. It read, "Loretta Butler is confused. I offer a very simple proposition to the Bahamian people, and it is simply that every single complaint that the honorable member for Long Island could muster up is a snapshot of the condition the F&M left the country in back in May 2012. Butler Turner said the 10,000 10,000 jobs that the government promised the Bahamian people 3 years ago have yet to be materialized, adding that more Bahamians are losing jobs than getting hired. She was referring to the recent job cuts at Scotiabank.
That tells you how delusional Mr. Roberts is. Unfortunately, what we need to focus on are the job losses that we're having for Scotiabank as it stands today. We need to look at Long Island as a place that the government has neglected. And the fact of the matter is Scotiabank would not have been pulling out if the government had done some of the things that they said they would do for Long Island. For example, helping to build up the airports that we have there, helping to build up some of the infrastructure so that we can have people coming back there. It is because of the lack of economic growth and development in Long Island that we are not having banks there.
And of course, she hit out on the introduction of value-added tax and the BAMSI scandal, suggesting that the government's priorities are elsewhere and not on the Bahamian people who are suffering.
The Bahamian people in May 2012 elected this government not on their promises of prospects. Their campaign rallying tout was that they had 10,000 jobs immediately for the Bahamian people. For the chairman of the PLP to be disingenuous and to take the Bahamian people now at this late stage, 3 years in, for utter fools is just incredulous, because they promised that there would have been 10,000 immediate jobs, and now he's talking about prospects. Well, prospects are something that might come in the future. We have to talk about putting bread on the table for Bahamians today.
She also responded to Roberts' comments that the FNM is the cause of most of the problems faced by the Bahamas Electricity Corporation, which she says is ridiculous and untrue, and she doesn't see where the PLP reduced the cost of energy as he said they did. Reporting for NB12, I'm Simone Davis.
Well, in his statement, Roberts called Butler Turner confused and claimed the employment prospects for the Bahamas are the best they have been for a long time, and added that the country has come a long way since the FNM was in power. Roberts said under the Ingram administration, conditions were so poor for the average Bahamian that thousands of Bahamians had simply lost confidence in the FNM's ability to competently manage the country's economy. He also highlighted job creation under the PLP, saying that in 30 months, over 8,800 jobs have been added to the economy. Roberts went on to offer the former FNM deputy leader advice, saying that instead of complaining about the restructuring of Scotiabank, she should be appealing to the Bank of the Bahamas to open a branch in Long Island. Roberts said that is what a useful member of parliament should be doing. When NB12 returns, a look at who those companies are that applied for gaming house licenses. Stay tuned.